evening, everybody. I'm Finn Tingle, and I would like to welcome you all to Defiance Area Foundation's annual meeting tonight. We love seeing all of your faces, but especially the youth that participated in this event. But now I would like to give a huge round of applause to one of my favorite people, Mrs. Chris Yoder, Executive Director of Defiance Area Foundation.
What an introduction. I promise I did not write that. Thank you so much, Finn. We are so excited to see all of you here tonight. I want to first thank Sweetwater Chop House for the wonderful meal that they catered this evening. Let's give them a round of applause. And I want to thank Nicole Wells and the staff, and Eric Spiller and the staff of this beautiful facility at the Tenora Performing Arts Center. So let's also give them a round of applause. Thank you so much, Nicole and Eric. You've been great to work with. We appreciate you hosting us this evening. I also want to thank the youth that helped prepare the desserts. We have energy bites prepared by Finn and Trig Tingle. Annabelle Hauk, rock and rolls, the rocks that were on the table and the cinnamon rolls, and then Kellen and Kaylee Harsha for the hard rock candy. And if you didn't get desserts, there's a lot of desserts left, so please on your way out, please grab something and take that with you, the rocks and the desserts. So thank you. Let's give those youth a round of applause, please. It was a great year for the Defiance Area Foundation. We received gifts of $1.2 million, and we created 9 new funds. We also have several initiatives under our umbrella. Clothes for Kids is in full swing, and Katie mentioned, I think we have over 200 kids. I don't see Katie. 200, Katie? So we have 200. Over 200 children will receive new outfits this year as part of our Clothes for Kids initiative, and I want to thank Katie for facilitating that. If you are sponsoring a child this year, you will receive your assignment probably this weekend from one of us, so thank you. We also have the Project 2030 initiative, and I'm not going to steal Jake Oberlin's thunder. He's going to be talking about that tonight with a panel about the benefits of 2030 and the vision, the long-term vision. And then we also have Tisha Rao-Tingle, who will give us an update for the Youth Engaged Leadership and Philanthropy team and what they've been doing. But most of all, I want to thank you, this group of people, our members, ambassadors, our Board of Trustees, our Legacy Society, and all of the supporters of the Defiance Area Foundation for making the work that we do in the community possible. So give yourselves a round of applause, please. One of the most important things we do, and the most favorite part of my job, is the grant funding that we do in the community. Since 1979, we've awarded $6.7 million back to Defiance County to fund projects, programs, and organizations. So we are excited that we've been able to accomplish that. This past year, we've awarded $620,612 to 134 organizations to fund 231 projects and programs. We're excited to showcase tonight many of the grant recipients this year, including the Defiance Gym Stars, which we recently awarded a $50,000 grant toward their program. So I want to introduce Kelly Krekel, who's got many titles, but she is the director of the gymnastics program at the Defiance Area YMCA, and she's going to talk a little bit about the Defiance Gym Stars. So thank you very much.
I have a few new young fans in the audience. It's very nice. Ask me if I like my job and stuff. It's really sweet. And I was honest. I said I would talk to a room full of children. You could fill the whole thing, and I'd be very comfortable. Adults, I'm still working on that. So I just want to say thank you for having us here tonight so that we could personally thank you and the Defiance Area Foundation for your wonderful grant that you provided our program for much needed new equipment for our gymnastics team and classes. I've been a part of the Y since I was 8 years old. I Didn't know then what I know now, but it's kind of heartfelt that my grandma gave me a birthday gift of gymnastics when I was 8, and it's still walking its way through my life and a lot of children and my own children, and I'm really grateful for that. The best part of my job is walking alongside my athletes and their families and getting to watch them grow up, not just physically or through the sport, but also outside of the gym. Our program has been and continues to be blessed with parents that work hard to provide as much support as they can for their children and our program. And it's so cool to see one of the first parents that I worked, I guess, for here that helped raise me when I became a director and a coach. And we have many Gym Star moms that are here today. But this grant and the work that they did on that is a huge accomplishment and a testament to their support to their kids in our program, and I am eternally grateful. I'd like to sincerely thank the Defiance Area Foundation. I don't think I can fully express to you how much this grant means to our program. It is so nice to have funds that are directly earmarked for gymnastics equipment at the Y. The foundation has given the Y so many wonderful things over the years, but to have something specifically that stays within the program and goes right into the kids' lives is amazing. Gymnastics is a beautiful sport, but it can also be a sport where injuries can and do happen, unfortunately. We had an injury in the gym a few weeks ago, and this grant provided a lot of peace. Knowing that this grant is specifically earmarked for gymnastics equipment allowed us to purchase additional matting to minimize the chances of an injury like that happening again. We were able to do it very quickly. It was an easy phone call to make, and we knew we didn't have to specifically try and raise funds quickly to cover those costs. When the mats did arrive, and they are in the gym being used immediately, they provided comfort and reassurance not only to our staff, but to the kids as well. Please know that we do hard work to research the equipment we purchase with your funds, and we do it as effectively as we can with the wonderful shipping costs that are going on. So with that, I get to go open the curtain and introduce you to some of my wonderful athletes that have not only talents to show you, but beautiful words to say.
Hello, my name is Sophia Shaw, and I am in the 5th grade at Defiance Elementary School. I am also in volleyball, basketball, and softball. My favorite event is floor because I can tumble and show off my personality. The GymStar program has made it possible for me to make new friends and learn new skills. Our gymnastics program serves children from just walking through high school and college age. We have gymnastics participants from Defiance, Sonora, Ayersville, Fairview, Bryan, Paulding, Oakwood, Holgate, Napoleon, Continental, and Van Wert. We currently have 192 athletes in our program. Several of us have practices multiple times a week, so the gym sees about 230 athletes a week, mainly Monday through Thursday. This is not just a program where our athletes learn gymnastic skills. Ours is a program where we gain skills in social interactions, self-discipline, mental focus, concentration, fair play, dedication, perseverance, problem-solving, leadership, cooperation, self-confidence, self-care, time management, goal-setting, prioritizing, regrouping, and replanning. We also learn that we are human. We make mistakes, we fail, but we are reminded that making mistakes means we are just trying new things. We need to fail forward, fail often, meaning try again, adjust and try again. The Defiance program provides growth. empowerment, and confidence in our athletes in an atmosphere centered around teamwork that encourages and inspires many young girls and future female leaders. It helps empower and instill confidence in all of us for the rest of our lives to make the most of ourselves and our community.
Hello, my name is Ava Eller. I'm in the 5th grade at Fairview Elementary School. I've been a part of the gymnastics program since I was 5 years old. The Gym Star program has made it possible to push myself and be more confident. My favorite thing about gymnastics is the support I get from my teammates, and my coaches. It feels so good to know that they believe in me. My favorite event has been because I love the challenge. My favorite new item we've been able to receive so far is the air floor. It makes tumbling so much fun and isn't as hard as the spring floor, so we can tumble longer and try harder skills. I would love to thank the Defiance Area Foundation for their generous support of the Gym Star program. The grant means that we can buy more equipment to do so many new things and do them safely. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kendallyn Krekel. I'm a junior at Defiance High School. I currently carry a 4.2 GPA average. While training 13 hours a week in the gym, I also coach 1 night a week. I am grateful that our program allows me to also be a member of the high school varsity track and field team, the girls' JV basketball team, and band. I also dance at the Defiance Dance Studio. Gymnastics certainly helps me with my time management. I've been a part of gymnastics since I was born. With my mom as the coach, I've literally grown up in the gym. My favorite event is vault because I feel powerful and I feel like I'm flying. I also love lifting weights with Coach Christy and Coach Ryan. They both challenge me and have taught me the safe way to lift and build strength that helps me with other sports. The Gym Star program has made it possible for me to have fun and grow, not only as an athlete, but as a person. We are challenged physically and mentally daily. While I have learned the importance of hard work and resilience, I have also grown to realize that being a part of a team is giving encouragement and support to others. Sharing these makes me feel important, but it also makes me happy doing it. I love coaching and sharing the sport I love with kids in the gym. My favorite class is the Mommy and Me class. It's so rewarding to get to see them in the gym, and they run up excited to see me. It's fun to watch them go from shy and timid to brave and adventurous. My new favorite mat that we have received so far are the preschool stairs. The Mommy and Me toddlers have had a much easier time getting up on the trampoline that they love so much. I have been successful in gymnastics competitions, but my favorite thing about gymnastics is being surrounded by all my teammates. It means so much to all of us that to have our teammates cheer us on before we take our turn and compete and provide support after. I would like to thank the Defiance Area Foundation for their generous support of our Gym Star Gymnastics program. Because of your support, we can have more gym equipment, try new skills, and provide safety for the entire program. I am so excited to see where we all go from here.
Hello, my name is Maddie Lloyd. I am 5th grade at Defiance Elementary School. I also play volleyball, basketball, and softball. My favorite event is floor because I love to tumble. I would also like to thank the Defiance Area Foundation for generous support for our Gym Star Gymnastics program. My favorite new item we have been able to receive so far is the air floor. It helps me gain confidence in my back tucks and my front tumbling. Because of your support, we are going to be getting better equipment to learn new things. The Gym Star program has made it possible for me to build strength and confidence to learn new things. My favorite part of gymnastics is the support I get from my team. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kari Stolzheimer. I'm a sophomore at Sonora High School. I currently have a 4.0 grade point average. I'm also taking college classes at Northwest State. I train 13 hours a week at the gym and coach one night a week. I am also very active in my church. I've been part of the gymnastics program since I was 2 years old. I'd like to thank the Defiance Area Foundation for their generous support of our GymStar gymnastics program. Because of your support, we can purchase new equipment. This means so much to me as a new level 9 athlete. The equipment will allow me to train so many new things and do them safely. My favorite new item that we have received is a pit pillow. It is a large square mat that is 12 inches tall and soft, yet firm to land on. We use it for vault and things already, but I am excited to use it for landing my double backs, two flips backwards off the high bar. With that, my favorite event is bars because I love swinging in the air and feeling the flight. My favorite thing about gymnastics is the challenges and the feeling of accomplishment after learning and mastering a new skill. I'm also coaching Wednesdays after school. Right now I'm sharing my love of the sport with a group of high-energy boys, the toddlers in our Mommy and Me program, and a 3 through 5-year-old preschool class. Coaching has allowed and taught me to express my love for gymnastics with others. The GymStar program has made it possible for me to go further in my gymnastics than I could ever imagine. Thank you for all the wonderful grant support that will help all of our athletes to continue to grow beyond their own expectation.
Hello, my name is Tenley Parasu. I'm in 6th grade at Sonora Middle School. My favorite event is floor because I get to tumble. Last season, I was able to choose my own floor music and have my own dance moves that were created just for me. I love performing and showing off my own sassiness and style. The GymStar program has made it possible for me to do gymnastics, conquer my fears, gain confidence, make friends, and compete at gymnastics meets. I would like to thank the Defiance Area Foundation and their generous support of our GymStar gymnastics program. My favorite new item that we've been able to receive so far is the air floor. We all love tumbling on it. Because of your support, we can have more gym equipment, which means that we can have more fun. Thank you all for allowing us to be here tonight, to thank you all in person, and I would like to now introduce Terry Melton to give the Secretary's report.
Thank you, Tenley. That was a very nice introduction. First of all, we have a quorum. We have 29 members. 29 members and 18 proxies. The minutes from our September 21, 2021 annual meeting was provided to all the members. So I would ask, first of all, if there's any corrections to those minutes. If not, Ted, I think we're ready for a vote on the minutes.
Yeah. Bright Lights, big city, I guess. St. Mike's is hardly a big city. Do I have a motion to adopt those minutes?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Drew. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Very good. Thanks, Ted. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the program director for the Defiance Area LifeWise Academy, Phil Nofziger, and he's going to update us on the programs that are in the various schools. Phil?
Thank you, Terry. I just must say, I spent 16 years in this school district, and they have come a long ways since I left. I'm very impressed, and I mentioned to somebody, it must be because they're not paying my salary anymore. I must have made such a top dollar that they can now afford to do something like this, which I'm really pleased for Tenora. I am also very, very pleased to be involved with something that I think is really something that is good for our children, our public school children. I think it's good for our school communities, and I also think it is good for our communities. I just really believe that what my wife Robin and I got involved with about 4 short years ago on the encouragement of a friend, all right, that this is something that I think is a game changer. I really do. I spent 37 years in public education, 29 as a high school principal, and I will tell you, I had no knowledge that a release time religious instruction was legal. I found that out about 4 years ago that it is, and simply if you follow 3 rules, all right, it has to take place off school grounds, it has to be privately funded, no tax dollars can be used, and parents have to give their permission for their children to participate. Thus, we started up something, and again, we didn't start this. We have a gentleman named Joel Penton, which some of you have heard of. He's a Van Wert High School graduate, went to Ohio State, played a little football. That gives you some notoriety in these parts. And he's done a great job of developing a program. But I will tell you, for those of you that maybe didn't know this, all right, in the fall of 2019, which is 3 short years ago, Ayersville launched the first or the pilot LifeWise Academy program, okay? Pun intended. So, but I am so pleased that Ayersville said yes to this initiative. And that was the year of the pandemic when we got shut down in March. The following year then, masks all came out, but at least we met in person in Northwest Ohio with education. But that year, not too many LifeWise started up because the goal was when we started, Defiance and beyond, all right? That was kind of the idea behind this. And you know what? Let me just quickly share, all right, here in Defiance County, with the Defiance area, what this looks like right now. Ayersville, after 3 years, they have in grades 1 through 6, which the elementary children are our kids that we target because we are teaching, and again, LifeWise Academy is a Bible-based character education program. So we use the Bible, we teach character education, all right, and in the starting up grades 1 through 6 at Ayersville, they have just about 75 to 80% of the kids in grades 1 through 6 that participate. After, again, the second year of Ayersville, we didn't start anything else up here in this area, all right, except Wayne Trace had 2 elementaries that started, and Pandora Gilboa had one that started in Putnam County. So those 2 started the LifeWises, and then last year, which was the 3rd year of Ayersville, Defiance started, Napoleon, Liberty Center, and Holgate started, and Paulding all started LifeWise Academies. Here's what happened in Defiance, all right? We started, and we drive that red bus. If you haven't seen it, go past the Y sometime, Tuesday through Friday, and you'll see a red bus that picks up elementary students from the Defiance Elementary, and we are serving kindergarten through 5th grade at Defiance. And last year, not knowing what this would look like at Defiance, we ended up with 800 children that came to LifeWise Academy. That was about 77% of the possible students that could come. And if you think, okay, well, that was a 1-year deal maybe, this year we're at 854, which is 85% of the students in K through 5. The kids love it. The kids love it. And it gives me chills. And the fact that now this fall, all right, both Fairview and Tenora started LifeWises, all right, is just fantastic. Ultimately, we serve probably almost 1,500 kids here in just these 4 schools around the Defiance area. So thank you, Defiance Area Foundation, for the funds that you've provided. We've all kind of asked, all right? That red bus that we drive, a lot of that has to do with the foundation providing the funds to do it. And a gentleman named Rusty Bush that worked his tail off and in refurbishing an old Central Local Fairview bus that was a handicap bus that has quite a few miles on it, to be very honest, but by golly, it's still running and it looks great. So I could talk forever, but my wife always says, Phil, you've got to stop, all right? So I'm going to have our 3 student speakers, because LifeWise impacts students all different ways. And honestly, I'm not absolutely sure how it impacts each student. All right, but I've got 2 representatives from Ayersville Elementary and 1 from Defiance that are going to come forward. And first, Mason DeSoto from Ayersville, who is a 6th grader, will speak. And then Becca Figley from Ayersville, who's a 5th grader, will be speaking. And then finally, John Middleton, he said, call me John, who's a 5th grader at Defiance, will wrap that up. And then I'll just say a couple words and we'll be done. I thought one other thing I should have had, I got 2 of my teachers from Defiance. They should have been up here doing a class. You would have been wowed.
Hi, I'm Mason DeSoto, and like he said, I go to Ayersville. I am a 6th grader, and I go to LifeWise. I just wanted to start off by saying how amazing Mrs. Warline and Mr. Phil are for selecting me to do this speech. I have enjoyed LifeWise every day since it first started a few years ago. During our class, Mrs. Warline has many fun things to do. Usually we do a super book and we learn about a topic from the Bible. We also do a lot of fun activities like plays, and we do fun worksheets. LifeWise has had a big impact in my life, especially over the last year. It has helped me stay close with God through some very hard times. My mom was very sick and ended up being life-flighted and hospitalized from last November until April of this year. I leaned on LifeWise to help me keep my faith that God would bring my mom home to me, my sister, and my dad. I really think that it was God that helped me, or helped heal her body and make it so she could come home. I feel that if I get this much positivity out of this program, a lot of other kids can as well. I hope this continues to grow at Ayersville and other schools in our areas.
Hello, my name is Becca Figley, and like he said, I am at Ayersville School. Last year, my first year at Ayersville, I came to Ayersville from St. John Lutheran. I love going to St. John's for a lot of reasons, but one of the best reasons was being able to learn about Jesus on a daily basis. So when I switched to Ayersville, I was so excited to know that they offered a LifeWise. I am so happy Ayersville has a LifeWise because I was able to focus of my day and learning, celebrating Jesus. Mrs. Warline was my teacher for LifeWise last year in 4th grade. And after Christmas, I told her that my grandmother had given me a prayer cube for a gift, that I loved it so much. So Mrs. Warline asked if I would bring it to class for her to see it too. So I did. I didn't bring it, sorry. She really liked the prayer cube and came up with an amazing idea. She decided she wanted to buy enough prayer cubes for all the students that participated in LifeWise at the Ayersville and Defiance schools during Easter time, with a note showing some local Easter church services in our area. Mrs. Warline has told me that there are a few children that said they asked their parents to go to church, some for the first time because of that gift. She also told me that the kids in LifeWise are very interested in the prayer cube, asking if they could be the one to roll the prayer cube in class that day. Some have memories of all the prayers. What a wonderful way to spread the word of God. One roll of the prayer cube at a time.
Hello. My name is Jonathan Middleton, and I come from Defiance Elementary, as Mr. Phil said over here. And I am here today to talk to you about LifeWise and why I like it. Sometimes church uses really big words, and stuff that even I can usually understand. But at LifeWise, they make it to where kids can kind of understand the message way better and stuff. And, oh my gosh, I lost track. Okay, LifeWise is great to me because it's like having church for 2 days in a row. So I can learn about God and also make new friends and talk to them about Jesus stuff. The stories we learn about in LifeWise are fun and very important for kids to know and are easy to understand. Most kids my age may not go to church or have transportation, but at LifeWise, not only do they have transportation, but at LifeWise it makes it easy for kids to learn about Jesus. I don't know why I said that again. And and also talk to their parents about going to church. I love the prayers we do at LifeWise, and also LifeWise is actually one of the most important things that's ever happened to me, and it's made me a better person throughout my days. And and that's about it for me. Thank you.
Like I said, we don't know exactly how it's going to impact each child, but that is the goal, to impact each child, to plant seeds. Just to give you a little more information, what we do is we try to teach the Bible, those stories in the Bible from Genesis through Revelation over a 5-year period. And that's really how it works. We get to see each child the equivalent of probably 40 to 45 minutes each week. So the amount of time, all right, isn't great, but the time that we have is fantastic. It really is. So thank you all again for supporting what I believe is a definite game changer in education. So thank you. It's now my privilege to introduce your treasurer, Bill Kester. Good job. Thank you.
First, I would like to thank our managers. With the way the foundation is organized, the gifts that you give us are given to managers, fund managers, that manage those in our behalf. And those results from their management gives us the opportunity, as well as the donations that come in, fund the projects and the grants that we give. And so I'd like to thank our managers, State Bank and Trust Company. I see a number of people here. I don't want to mess up their names, so I won't mention that. Collins and Guilford from Hicksville, and Premier Bank. Those are our 3 managers to manage our funds. And I was kind of think, this is kind of a tough job this year, being the treasurer. And I kept thinking, watching all the tumbling going back here and all of the safety nets, and I'm thinking that our Fed is kind of promising us a light landing or a soft landing. We certainly hope that maybe they are going to fund a little bit of a soft landing this year. But just to give you a little bit of an update of where we're at, we have good news in terms of the amount of money that has been contributed to the foundation this year. And as Chris mentioned, that was almost $1.2 million. Since I'm the treasurer, I will tell you it was $1,189,694,000. That actually was almost a 115% increase in the contributions that we had gotten in the previous year. In grants that we have given, we gave away $620,612 compared to about $499,000 last year. That's over a 24% increase. And our general net assets, unfortunately, have gone down, but it's kind of like looking at people and a drowning person. I think our financial people tell me, well, we're only 10 feet below the surface right now. Most people are about 20 foot below, so we're in pretty good shape. But our assets last year were $13,459,396. Our current ending assets this year are $12,276,764. That's about an 8.8% drop. But considering the markets are over 20% down right now, that is a pretty good situation in a bad situation. So with that, I would maybe ask Ted to ask for a motion.
Do I have a motion to approve the financial report? Lori? Sue, I'll take yours as a second. All those in favor? And opposed?
Thank you. And now I get a chance to introduce our next speaker, and I see her mom sitting out here in front. So, Chloe Wetzstein, would you come up, please?
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the introduction. My name is Chloe Wetzstein, and I'm very honored to be here tonight and to get the opportunity to speak to you all. And I'm excited to share a little bit about me and how I got to be where I am today. So to start, I'm just going to give a brief background information about me. So I was actually born in St. Louis, Missouri, and my family relocated here when I was about 3 years old. So I really only have memories from Defiance. I am a full product of the Defiance City School system. I started kindergarten in the original elementary buildings that were split apart. I went to Spencer. Then halfway through my kindergarten year, we moved into what was then the new elementary building. Finished my 5 years there. I went all 3 of my middle school years at the 1918 building downtown. I started my freshman year of high school in the old high school building, and then halfway through my freshman year, moved into the new high school building, where I finished out and graduated there. So I was part of the graduating class of 2021, and I am currently a sophomore at Ball State University, which is located in Muncie, Indiana, where I am majoring in chemistry education. So one of the biggest differences between my college life and my high school life was the amount of free time that I had. I had to find things to fill this free time with. Of course, I got involved on campus. I joined the hall council for my residence hall last year, and this year I'm serving as an RA. But I wanted to try some new things also. So I tried to get back into reading. I'm still working on that one. But something I did end up doing was watching a lot of movies. And in some of those movies, I would watch scenes where important and powerful people were being interviewed. And a question that I heard come up a couple of times was, to what do you owe your success? And so that is the question I'm going to answer here tonight. To what do I owe my success? First and foremost, I owe a large part of my success to my family. I had an amazing sister who set the bar high for me. And along with her and my parents, I was supported and pushed to be the best that I could be. And I would not be where I am today if it were not for them. I also have to give a shout out to my amazing friends. By taking the classes that I did and being a part of the clubs and activities that I joined, I inadvertently surrounded myself with the best of the best at our school. These friends pushed me and challenged me, and it definitely was not always easy, but it was nice to have people who knew exactly what I was going through to be by my side the whole way. Another amazing group of people I owe part of my success to is the staff at my schools. Without the support and guidance and inspiration that these staff members provided, my life would have turned out very differently. I literally decided my entire career path of becoming a chem teacher based on how amazing my chem teacher was in high school. And lastly, I owe part of my success to the foundation. Without the financial help that you all provided me, I would not have ended up at Ball State. The place that has become so much more than a school to me, it truly is my second home. While writing this speech, I Googled synonyms for a scholarship, and 2 words that came up were gift and grant. And the scholarships that I received from the foundation were truly gifts that granted me the ability to make memories that will last a lifetime at the institution that I truly have fallen in love with. So, to my kids in the room and to my parents of kids in the room, how do you become successful just like me? Well, I have 2 pieces of advice. The first is to get involved. Join clubs, participate in sports, join really anything. You're going to make amazing friends, amazing memories, and if you're lucky, you'll make a lasting impression on your school. And my last piece of advice is that when the time comes, apply for every scholarship you possibly can. Even if it hardly applies to you, apply for it. Because you might end up getting all of the ones you applied for. So, scholarships are quite literally free money, and people like the foundation want to give that money to you and want to see you grow and be supported. So, thank you so much for having me and for allowing me to talk about myself for a little bit, and thank you to the foundation for all that you do for individuals like me. And with that, I would like to invite Ethan Grant up, who is another scholarship recipient from Fairview.
Good evening. I want to talk to you a little bit tonight about my high school journey. I am Ethan Grant. I'm a 2022 graduate from Fairview High School. In high school, I was involved in many school organizations and school-related extracurricular activities. I was very fortunate to be able to hold leadership roles in many of these organizations. While attending Fairview, some of the leadership roles I held were president of the National Honor Society, vice president of the Student Council, editor of our school's yearbook, and a captain of the football team. I can't stress enough the importance of being involved in high school. There are so many benefits. Here are just a few that come to mind. One is it is a great way to not only meet but work with all kinds of people. Yes, you get to hang out with your friends, but it's also a great way to get to know people outside of your friend group. 2, it is a great way to get involved with your community and help others. 3, you learn so many life lessons from time management skills to setting goals, and making plans to achieve those goals. And my favorite benefit, you leave high school with friends and memories that last a lifetime. My school involvement has most definitely shaped me into the person I am today. It has also prepared me for my next chapter in life, college. I am currently a student at Bowling Green State University, majoring in political science. I am also part of the International Politics Organization. I am enjoying my first few months of college, and I continue to find more opportunities to become involved in the BGSU community. College is expensive. It is the largest purchase I have made to date. Even my first car wasn't this expensive. I couldn't have done it without your generous donations. The scholarship I received made it possible for me to afford to continue my education and pursue my dreams. I would like to thank everyone who has helped me throughout my career and everyone here tonight. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you, and God bless. I would now like to introduce the past president and chair of nominating committee, Ann Murray.
Thank you, Ethan. Wow, have we ever had speakers like this? Never. It's pretty impressive. Thank you for all of our leaders in the Defiance Area Foundation. Thankfully, we have no retiring board members. The following individuals have agreed to serve a second 3-year term. Katie Groff, will you stand? Paul Mallett, Jake Oberlin, Mark Warnicki. These 4 individuals are very busy people, and we really do appreciate your service. Thank you. If you are a current board member, will you stand? Thank you for your service. We appreciate you. Ted?
Thanks, Ann. Let's start by finishing up the business part. Do I have a motion to approve re-electing those 4 directors to their second term on the board? Jay? Second? Drew? Anybody? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. I want to start with some thank yous. Chris went through several of them. If I miss anybody, I apologize. Just consider yourself to thank. First, Chris, Danny and Cindy, our staff, what a wonderful job they all do. They are the heart of the organization. The rest of us are just kind of along for the ride. So please. Second, to our executive committee and to our board, thanks for all of your service, your willingness, sharing with your time and talents. I think we do a pretty good job of meshing it all together. Not too many hiccups along the way, but thank you for all your work. Third, it's been said by 2 or 3 or 4, but I have to thank Nicole Wells and Eric Spiller and everybody here at the Performing Arts Center. I mean, I realize I'm probably a little bit biased since I played football 100 yards east of us, but what an amazing asset this will be to our entire community. A lot of forethought on behalf of the administration and the board. So thanks a lot for hosting us tonight. This has been kind of an interesting, I'm thinking about what comments to make. This was an interesting one because, we followed a bit of a different format tonight, which we have been shaking the format up a little bit over the years so it doesn't get boring, and I would say tonight was anything but boring, so that was a success, ladies. We've been trying to move our venues around to make sure that we emphasize that it's the Defiance Area Foundation, and I think we've done a good job of that, especially being able to come in here tonight. But, and so tonight, since we're holding it at the school, we were able to use the next generation, and a generation of giving is our bridging generations through giving. That's because Chris made it up. I'm just doing what I'm told. But what a great job all of our young people did tonight. It fit well having it at a school, so once again, thanks all you kids. And so as I'm thinking about the generational giving, I do want to, on a personal note, thank my parents for instilling giving into me. And Chloe, there is hope. She was a high school chemistry teacher. But I also am so thankful Ross and Amanda are here, and they're doing a great job of beginning to instill those same values into their kids. And so, it occurs to me that it really is just one more thing that we need to pass down from generations, and one of those things to teach by example. Chris is detailed, and Bill, of course, Bill, I was amazed you would stand this high off the ground. Generally, Bill insists that we meet in a one-story building when he gives our evaluation reports, and so I was shocked he would get 4 feet off the ground. But we did have a very successful year at the foundation. 9 new funds established. One of them was here for the Northeastern Local School Fund. We've got funds with 4 of the 5 districts, and we work very closely with Hicksville on their needs as well. And we hope to continue to work very closely with all the schools and our educational organizations in the future. Again, I'm sure somebody up here tonight will be back up here in a more official capacity at some time in the future. So, in summary, I would like to thank all of you, our members, our board, for everything that you do, sharing your time and your talents and your gifts with the foundation and the entire community. The last of our generational efforts that we want to highlight tonight is Project 2030. Last year, Jake felt that I stole a little of his thunder. So, here's Jake.
Whew. It's bright up here. I was going to make a joke to Ted that it was lucky that I got to follow him instead of Chloe. Chloe, my goodness, what a message that was. You make me proud to be a Defiance product and a Spencer product. That I wish I could so eloquently state, how proud I am to be a product of Defiance and Defiance City Schools. So you said it well. I'm going to ask for the transcript of that later and write it down. Ted made a good point, thanking his parents. My parents are here. Didn't know they were going to be here, but instilling the philanthropic gene is something that you've always done, and I'm so proud to stand here in front of you and talk about a thing that I'm so proud to lead, Project 2030. I had a lot of metrics that I was going to share with you tonight, and then lo and behold, Drake, who's going to be up here in my panel here in about 90 seconds, did a beautiful annual report that you had out on your tables. So, if you could flip to page 21, you'll see the committee for Project 2030, which includes myself, my wife, Lori McCann, Abby Stahulik, Blake Sizemore, Chelsea Schrader, and Savannah Weber. That also includes Danny and Chris, too. They sit around the war room table with us in the back of the DAF as we try and figure out kind of how we're going to make this thing go. So what is 2030? 2030 is an investment-based philanthropic endeavor that we started right during the midst of COVID. Again, I'd refer you back to your annual report. On page 22, you can see the calendar of kind of where we are, where we've been, and where we're going. We started this back in, like I said, COVID, July of 2020, with the idea that we wanted to make a share-based philanthropic endeavor where people could donate as little as $25 a month, accumulate a number of shares over a 10-year period, and then sometime, looks like 2029, we're going to throw a bunch of ideas up on a board, and based on how many shares you bought, you're going to vote on them, and whatever project gets the most votes, we're going to put up. And we are so incredibly excited about what we have in the coffers today $161,000. Commitments, over $275,000, and we're only in month 27. It's unbelievable. We're counting on a lot of market appreciation from all the investment managers that I used to work with, so now that I'm not there, it'll probably appreciate a lot more than we expected. We're just really excited. It's going to be great. Some of you kids that spoke tonight, you'll no doubt have shares to vote during one of those meetings. You'll probably come up with great ideas, and we can't wait to hear them. So with that, we're going to do a little panel discussion tonight with some of my friends. So I would invite the Piersu family, Drake Jimenez and Deb Hench, up to the stage, please. Can people hear me if I'm not on the mic? Huh? Yeah, come up here. And after this, my parents are going to do a tumbling act back on the mat. No? Well, thank you all. This is going to be exciting. It's going to be quick because Ted runs over all the time. So I figured we'd start with the youngest person on the panel. So Deb. Just share a little bit. This will be a question we're going to kind of throw around the group here. What about 2030 got you excited? Why did you decide to get involved?
I think what we saw tonight is indicative of why I got involved. First of all, I've been in Defiance for over 40 years. I've seen a lot of changes in Defiance, spearheaded by energetic, creative, ambitious people, leaders that have brought us where we are today. And I need to continue appreciating all that they have offered to us to keep this ball rolling. And secondly, just as you're saying, thanks to the parents who have instilled giving into you, I think it's very important that we do continue keeping the ball rolling and keeping Defiance to be a great place to live.
So I'm just going to say I'm speaking for my wife and I forgot to tell her that she was coming up here to speak, so she sent me up here alone. It's only been 4 months we've been married, so I'm still figuring it out. So Yelp came up to our office about 1.5 years ago to vision cast for Project 2030. It was just really cool to see people, young people in our community that age, being intentional about the future of this community. I think it's something that has been mentioned. It's unprecedented, and it's exciting, especially because I'm pretty sure one of the Tingle boys are going to run for president one day, and I'm going to give them my vote. So anything they got their hands on, I'm going to get involved in. And so just want to say really excited for Project 2030. So, yeah.
So I think as we talked about, what do we want to do, right? And how do we want to invest the money that we're going to donate and put towards a good cause? And I think what we see is a lot of the things that the Defiance Area Foundation puts their money towards are always really worthwhile endeavors. And a community that's growing is always forward-thinking and always putting their money somewhere and looking to better themselves and continue to grow. And, certainly looking at a variety of things like our kids and, what the future is for children in this community, but also the future of business in this community, and having things that are interesting to bring people into the community that want to live here and raise their children here are things that are, of interest to us and are why we're part of the 2030 project.
Okay, next question. Dream big. Our big vote's 8 years away. What do you want to see on that board for a potential vote? What would you vote for if we had $1 million to put toward a project? Tate, Tenley, this is your question first.
Tate, what did you tell us the other day when we were talking about it? What was your vote for?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Second that vote. Yeah.
So then we started talking about real things. What was your more real vote for?
Ice skating rink.
An ice skating rink. Yes. Chick-fil-A still first, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm with the kids. I'm from that state up north, for all of you that don't know me. But we play hockey in that state. So I played as a kid growing up, and ice skating rink is high on my list. So I think anything outdoors for the kids is great. Get them out doing things in the community rather than playing with these. So
Don't you mean video games?
video games.
Oh. What about you? You're young-ish.
Ish. Got a couple gray hairs. So I came up with one idea. It doesn't beat Chick-fil-A, but I think it would be really cool to create, even if it's a small amusement park geared for people with autism. Maybe sensory-focused, light show, pressured things, certain things that you might see in a sensory room at a YMCA or a school, something like that. So that, but more of like a theme park size and to that caliber. So that's the idea I had.
Now I have to speak after that. I read an article about the city in Denmark where Legos were developed, and they do something. They've just become one of 1,000 cities in over 50 countries in the world who are designated as UNESCO children-friendly cities. And, you know, this is like a really big deal for them. But they go to kids and they ask them for ideas. What do you want to do in this city? What would be great for our community? And then they run with those ideas. And I think we've got the basis here to do that. And the kids' ideas are just off the wall. But when you get them into the room and they have to start planning it and seeing how it will work, I think that's where I would like to see this go. And I think also a comment that I read about this city said that when you appeal or make your community child-friendly, you're also making it senior citizen friendly. And so considering, you know, now that's where I'm at, you know, if the curbs are lower so that the kids, the strollers can go up and down them or the kids can skateboard on them or whatever they do, they're also lower so you can push wheelchairs on them and people with canes can get up and down them. And so it all just ties together. So what a perfect idea, 2030. Thanks.
Thank you. We have a third question here. It feels like you all have talked. Who got these speakers up here? My goodness, this is unbelievable. It's hard being the worst one up here.
Don't fight it, Jake. Just go.
Okay, well, I learned from the best, I guess. So last question as we wrap up the panel. Anything you want to share with the audience about 2030 or your involvement or what you see yourself doing for 2030 in the next 8 years? I mean, will you guys even still be in school? You might be out of mom and dad's house by then. I don't know.
No, I'm graduating in 2033.
So you'll be in high school. So this is like geared for you.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'll be out of the house.
So I think it's really cool because, just as I mentioned, recently married, just thinking about our future kids having something cool to look forward to. It's really exciting, but aside from that, the only thing I have to say is just donate. Donate your money. Yeah.
And I'm on the same page as you are. Just spread the word that this is happening and start thinking about crazy ideas that, hey, maybe they'll work.
I think we'll end on that. I will just say that speaking of donation, our large visionary givers to Project 2030 are listed on the back of your annual report. These are entities or families that have committed to contributing at least $10,000 to Project 2030. So this is where we are 27 months into the project. And again, we couldn't be more excited. Our goal is 500,000. We upped that, at our first annual meeting from 250 to 500 at the request of Terry Melton. And I hope we can stand up here next year and tell you that we're going to move that goal up again. And I think with the people in the room driving this thing, we're going to do that. And also I wanted to add Ross and Amanda Yost are here, and they are not listed as visionaries, although they are a visionary family that was just added, and I think it is so cool. So thank you guys for being here, and thank you for your support. And if you haven't donated yet, we're coming for you. Thank you. Thank you to the panel. This was awesome. Thank you, guys. With that, I'll introduce Tisha Rao Tingle.
Hello, it is my pleasure to be here tonight. Thank you for always accepting our ideas. I want to thank Chris and Danny and Cindy for always being open-minded when I burst in the office and come up with, hey, one of the kids thinks we should, and then they give me contacts. And together, we have been able to fulfill a lot of these kids' so-called crazy ideas that they never thought would maybe come true. They think big, and they want to serve big, and they need all of you. We're all important pieces. Some have the time, some have the money, some have the passion, some have the talents, some have the contacts. It takes all of us to make this a better community, and I think with your mentorship, we are doing an outstanding job. Just look at the youth that were here tonight and how they have all different interests and all different passions, but together we make a great community. So thank you for always supporting Yelp. They've done so many really cool things. This year was really outstanding. We had a group of kids that ended up getting CPR certified just because it came up as something that maybe they would want to do. It's a life skill. And so it's not just something on a whim. These kids know how to have fun, but they know what's important in life too. So later in the year, in November, we have a certified first aid class that the kids will be able to be certified in first aid. This goes towards, some of them have badges that they're earning in Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts. And some of it is just good knowledge to have. Hopefully, we don't ever need that knowledge, but it's good to have a plan. I'm just so proud of every single one of them and how far they've come in the last few years, and just being a small part of watching them grow has been very much a privilege. So in a couple of weeks, they actually get the chance, because of a grant that Julie Hauk has secured. We have a group of students traveling to Detroit to do marine biology research on the Great Lakes. Who has that opportunity at grades 3 through 7th grade? It's amazing. So we're super excited to see what doors that opens up and how we can bring back an action plan in Defiance that goes along with the knowledge that we are learning with that too. So big round of applause for Julie Hauk for getting us the grant and being passionate about this and extending that invitation. She could have extended that invitation to anybody, but she came to Yelp and she came to the Defiance Area Foundation kids to give that to. So I'm just super pleased with that. We had a very generous donor that came up with some football tickets. So Chris called me on a weekend and threw together a plan of, yeah, we can figure this out. Let's raise some money. What can we put it towards? So the dam has some really incredible things on their wish list. And so the kids went out and they sold tickets, and they sold tickets tonight. I'm just so proud of how they can just stand up for what they believe in and what they're passionate about. Just walk up to you and say, hey, you want a ticket? How can you say no when they just believe in themselves that much? So without further ado, we're going to draw those tickets. So we have Kellen Harsha, he's one of our Yelpers, Trig Tingle, Annabelle Hauk. Becca Figley is also one of our Yelpers too, and I think that's all of them that are here tonight. Oh, and Finn Tingle, sorry. So Trig will hold this one. Can I draw? No. So Kellen's gonna draw for,
It opens up at the bottom.
for the gas card. Do you want to say their name?
Over here.
Matt Girlford.
Matt Guilford won the gift card. Awesome. That's awesome. All right. Annabelle, you're going to pull for the Buffalo Wild Wings gift card.
Monica Ortiz.
Nice. Just hang on to it. All right, Kellen. And this is for the football tickets to the Notre Dame Clemson game.
Erica Robarge.
Oh, nice. Nice. So from selling those tickets, we have, I think, a little over $2,000 to give to the Independence State Dam. And that wouldn't have happened without the generosity and the forethought of being able to come to the foundation and say, hey, what can you use this for? So it's been a pleasure to be in the room tonight with so much positive energy and watching the kids and seeing where their footsteps are leading. And they're filling in your footsteps from what you have paved the way for us. So between your mentorship and all of our youth, I think we've got the Defiance Dream Team. So thank you very much. And I'll hand it over to Trig Tingle.
Thank you for coming and supporting Defiance Area Foundation tonight. Have a good evening.
Thank you.